Hey guys, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning here and I haven't actually planned this video, but I just got a very sad email from a subscriber who was just broken up with somebody and is feeling pretty devastated. So I just wanted to dash this video off just quick, hoping that I might be able to come up with some stuff that might just help him feel a bit better. It's always hard, of course, when we break up with somebody, particularly if it's somebody that we really care about or if we've been with them for a while. One of the advantages of being a really super old dude is that I've been through this a lot of times. It never gets easier, I'm sorry to say. It always hurts when that happens. But one advantage of being old is that you know that no matter how painful these things are when they happen, that you do survive it. And that's why old people tend to say that to you, parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles and people tend to go, oh, you'll get over it. As much of a pain in the arse it is to hear that at the time when you're suffering, it is true, it does pass. And if we can keep that in mind, as hard as it is, if we can keep that in mind, it doesn't make the pain any less, but it does help if we remember that we will feel good again, that the pain that we feel when we first break up with someone. I mean, I've been there. I've had people that I really cared for that I lost, that left me, which is probably the hardest. I mean, usually if we leave someone else, there's some pain there too, but we usually get over it a bit quicker. When someone leaves us, that's probably the most painful thing to have happen. A few things I think help to keep in mind. One of the reasons that hurts the most when someone leaves us is we feel rejected. So we feel as if there's something wrong with us, or there's something about us that's not good enough, or they've left us because we're not good enough. That's not always the case. It's rarely the case. Usually what it is if a couple break up, it's usually because they're not 100% compatible for some reason. And even though we might feel we are, and if someone leaves us, we might feel, wow, we were perfect for each other. Well, the fact that they've left us means that we weren't perfect for each other, for whatever reason. And it doesn't mean that one person's not good enough or the other person's not good enough or anything else. It's like a puzzle. It's like two pieces of a jigsaw. If you've got 100 jigsaw pieces and you pick up two pieces and you try and put them together and they don't quite fit, it's not because there's something wrong with that piece, and it's not because there's something wrong with that piece. Both those pieces are perfect, but there's just something about the connection that's not quite right. So it's not that one's fault, it's not that one's fault, it's just the way it is. So that's the first thing to remember, is that just because we break up with someone doesn't mean there's something wrong with us. I mean, by the same token, it's worth spending a little bit of time thinking about, could I have done anything different? Now, we shouldn't dwell on this, but a little bit of time spent thinking, should I have done something different? I mean, if you were hitting that person on a regular basis, or if you were doing something that probably wasn't as good as you should have been doing, then we can learn from that. I mean, I made a video a while ago about no regrets, don't worry and don't regret. Regret is a waste of time, but we can learn from our mistakes. So if we've done something to contribute to breaking up a relationship by behaving in a way that wasn't quite as good as we could have, we can learn from that and go, okay, well, I should have been kinder, or I should have been more considerate, or I shouldn't have cheated on them, or whatever it is that if there is something that we did, have a look at that, go, okay, yeah, well, maybe I should have done that a bit better. Okay, next time I'll make sure I will, and then forget it. There's no point in dwelling on it. The other thing I think is important to do is then we move on, and we've got to get busy, because if you're sitting around day after day in your bedroom, or sitting around day after day somewhere else just thinking about it and feeling bad about it, it'll take a lot longer to heal. The best thing we can possibly do when anything difficult in our lives is happening is to get busy doing positive things that we enjoy doing, whatever that happens to be. So maybe that means, getting hold of some friend that's a positive person to be around. Being around positive people is always worthwhile. So if there's some positive friend that we've got that's good fun to be around, and a positive person, and positive thinking person, spend some time with that person. Or if there's some sport or some hobby or something that we like to do, do it. Or if there's some things that we like to do that we enjoy doing, some positive things that we like to enjoy doing that make us happy doing, do it. Even if it's just reading books or watching DVDs or whatever it is in our lives that we enjoy doing, during times like that, after breakups, when we're feeling sad and down and depressed and everything else, we need to get busy. Because sitting around, a little bit of time, okay, any sort of loss in our life, a little bit of time, a little bit of mourning is okay, but not much. As little as possible. Because sitting around day after day feeling bad about stuff doesn't solve anything. Much better to get busy and do some stuff. And that doesn't mean moving on to the next partner. I think the worst possible thing we can do, and I know these things because I've made all these mistakes, okay, and I continue to make mistakes, but I try not to make the same one twice. But one easy mistake to make if we break up with someone is to move on to someone else straight away, and it's often a mistake because we often grab the wrong person because we go, there's a fear in us. There can be a fear in us sometimes about being alone. If we've had somebody and then we break up with them, find ourselves alone, sometimes that feeling and that vulnerability that we have at the time can cause us to make a mistake and to grab another person that's not the right fit for us either. You'll do, and that's a mistake as well. I think the smartest thing that we can do if we break up with somebody is to spend some time single for a while and do some positive stuff and get busy. Okay, I always liked doing that sport or that hobby, and I didn't do it much when I was with him or her. I'm going to go and do some more of that. Get busy and just not get involved in anything again straight away. We need a break. We need time alone, and we need to be happy alone first. If we find ourselves alone suddenly, we need to get ourselves to a point where we're happy alone before we move on to the next person, for a number of reasons. One is that we can get a pattern happening otherwise, where we're with someone, then we break up and we're unhappy, and then we grab the next person and we're happy while we're with them, and then we break up and we're unhappy. And when we get in that pattern, we get to feel that the only time that we're happy is when we're with somebody, and that can lead to picking a sequence of wrong people for us. So much better if we break up with someone, spend some time alone, get happy. The other advantage of that is that when we are happy, we attract the right person, which I think I made a video about already, about finding romance. So watch the Finding Romance video again, watch the No Regrets and No Worries video again, and get busy. So if you're going through this at the moment and you're feeling the loss of a relationship at the moment, get busy, go and do some positive stuff. If it's pouring with rain outside and you can't get outside, watch some funny stuff on YouTube. Don't be listening to sad romantic music and all those my heart's broken and I'm dying music, or the sad romance movies. Watch some positive stuff, do some positive stuff, and get busy, and it will get better and you will be happy again. So if you have the attitude, the positive attitude, positive stuff will start happening again. Okay, good luck with it.